Calvin, what are you doing here?
I got a better question, baby. What the hell are you doing
Calvin,
here?
wait! There's an explanation!
Yeah, I bet there is. Now, who's the dude?
The dude.
Well, let's get at it.
Hey! Who are you?
He's my husband.
Oh, nice to meet you. You owe me $25 for services rendered.
This beat my time?
I bet y'all didn't know he had this early television role. I think this might have been the first in his acting career. You know, he passed away. Everybody knows that. You know, Carl Weathers from Rocky and various other movies and stuff like that. But yeah, you know, he's actually, not too many people say this or have said this, that he's like the prototype, kind of like a Jim Brown type, because he played football and turned to acting. He just, you know, he didn't play football on the level of Jim Brown. That's why he wasn't as popular. I looked the stats up. I think he played in like 8 games over 2 seasons. He was a linebacker with the Oakland Raiders. But yeah, man, I fooled with Apollo Creed, man. He was like a childhood hero of mine. He was like, you know, like my Hollywood dad, pretty much. And it's coinciding that, you know, my father passed away 2 years ago today. So it just had me thinking about, you know, mortality and stuff like that. Like, you know, this guy, he was fit. You know, he was in shape his whole life, but time runs out. Like, it's, you know, with all these heroes and people that I looked up to when I was younger and they're passing away, I'm telling you, if you're out there 32, 33, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you're between 40 and 50, you're going to lose at least one parent in that time frame. I'm going to say if you're lucky. If you're not lucky, you're going to lose both of them. But chances are by the time you reach 50 years old, one of your parents is going to be gone or be sick. At least. But anyway, yeah, back to this. Stallone did a nice tribute to him. I'm going to let y'all listen to it. Listen.
Today is an incredibly sad day for me. I mean, I'm so torn up, I can't even tell you. I'm just trying to hold it in because Carl Weathers was such an integral part of my life, my success, everything about it. I give him incredible credit and kudos because when he walked into that room and I saw him for the first time, I saw greatness, but I didn't realize how great. I never could have accomplished what we did with Rocky without him. He was absolutely brilliant. His voice, his size, his power, his athletic ability, but more importantly, his heart, his soul. It's a horrible loss. And I'm standing here in front of this painting because it was probably the last moment we were ever in the ring together, and I'll never forget it. He was magic. And I was so fortunate to be part of his life. So, Apollo, keep punching.
Now that was a nice tribute. It was very, you know, touching, so to speak. But one thing that he didn't utter the words that he loved the man. I don't see how, the way he talked about him, and plus he helped him make a lot of money, and it sounds like they developed a genuine friendship over the course of 30-something years. Well, Rocky was 76, so we're working on 40 years. Yeah, 40 years almost. 38 years, that's 40 years, might as well be. So yeah, he didn't utter the words, you know, I had love for the man. I was expecting that because, you know, I got love for Stallone. I never met him. Got love for Carl Weathers too. Never met those people because of what they gave me. Basically, wake up every day and be fit. Want to be fit. And then watching them Rocky movies, man, I developed, or not so much I developed, but it helped me nurture and foster and really know that I got a warrior spirit. I had a short-lived amateur boxing career, very, very short-lived, but the very first fight I had, I wanted to quit, not because I was getting hurt, but I wasn't. It was this, at the end of the second round, I felt as though there was only 3 rounds in an amateur fight. It's 3. 2-minute rounds when you're a novice. 3 2-minute rounds, and that don't sound like much, but that's a lot. It really was. It really is. So at the end of the second round, I was tired, and I was hitting the kid. He was Spanish, and Perez was his last name, from Canton, New Jersey, and he just wouldn't stop coming. And I was hitting him. Busted his nose with jabs. I was hitting him with right hands. I was hitting him, but I wasn't hurting him. It didn't seem like I was. Second round, but he was hitting me too. I felt as though I was losing that fight. So at the end of the second round, I didn't want to fight. I didn't want to quit. I just wanted to, all right, look, man, I'm going to go back to my gym. You go back to your gym. We both going to train, and we're going to meet here, and we're going to finish this last round. And but then the bell rang, and I had to go out there. And I caught him with a good punch, and he fell down, and he got back up. And I hit him with one good right hand, and the referee stopped it. And he pretty much gave up at that point, but it was tough, and I wanted to quit, but I didn't. It wasn't in me to quit at that moment. I didn't have time to quit. That's the truth of the whole situation. I didn't have time to quit. I didn't. The bell rang, and I had to go out there, and I wasn't going to be that much of a sissy. To be, I can't fight anymore, I'm scared. No, I wasn't going to do that. So I went out there, and it showed me that you should never quit and give up on yourself, especially in the heat, in a battle, in a moment like that. You just don't do that. And that's what Stallone gave me, and that's what these movies gave me, and that's why I got love for these guys. But yeah, Carl Weathers, man, I miss that dude, man. Didn't know him.